Hey guys, this is Walking Man. How you doing? Um, I've been reading and looking at some videos online, mostly YouTube videos about the Appalachian Trail and Pacific Crest Trail. Although I've done long sections on the Pacific Crest Trail, I've never done a through hike on the PCT. Although I've done multiple through hikes on the Appalachian Trail. Um, What I need to say to the younger generation is that it's easier if you're an ultralighter. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do the Appalachian Trail as a traditionalist backpacker. There's no doubt about it. People as old as Grandma Gatewood, who was, I believe, 72 at her last through hike, has done the Appalachian Trail. So being a traditional backpacker, you don't. I don't think you'll have a problem. But it is easier. It is easier if you're an ultralighter. I will say that from personal experience. I am 51 years old, and some people don't believe that, but I am. And what I will say is, as I got older, I got lighter. And if that makes sense, that's just gravity. As far as I'm concerned, things hurt more as you get older, and you're just not able to do the miles you were able to do when you were a lot younger. As far as speed goes, I'm not a speed demon, nor do I promote that type of through hiking. The through hiking that I would tend to suggest is a slower type of Ray Jardine style, where you have to force yourself to slow down on the hills. You have to force yourself to take a turtle's pace. I know some people find that hard to, because they come from this background where they rough it, and they huff and puff up the hill, and they stop and they huff and puff some more, and then they huff and puff some more, and then they're at the top of the hill. I'm not of that training. My type of style of hiking is more Ray Jardine. And as I don't know Ray, I will say that he's absolutely right with the turtle style, where you just shuffle your feet, and you control your breathing, and you slow your pace down on these climbs. Because in northern Georgia, the trail starts at Springer Mountain, basically. Northern Georgia, it is a trek. The elite U.S. Army Rangers keep their one of their mountain training centers there in the northern Georgia mountains. So I will say that those mountains are very, very, very rugged. And then throw in cold rain and hypothermia, and you've got yourself a bundle. You've got yourself a condition for disaster if you don't know how to take care of yourself. So it is March, April. It can be very, very dangerous through those mountains. The first big mountain being Blood Mountain, going into Neal's Gap. And then it's all the way through to Knock, and then Nottahala through there, and then Fontana Dam, and the climb into the Smokies. It's the turtle that will perform better under conditions of unstable environment than the hare. If you start rushing through those mountains, you'll find yourself with anything from shin splints to blisters to knee problems, to ankle problems, to lower back problems. I've seen it all. I saw a woman once have to be carried off Blood Mountain down to Neal's Gap because of her blisters being so bad. Because she wore these ungodful boots that didn't breathe. And you know, obviously her feet were perspiring. Women call it perspiration, men call it sweat. Her feet were perspiring and they weren't breathing, and she had to be carried literally down the mountain because she could not put her heel down on the ground. So as far as, in my humble opinion, as Walking Man, and as anybody that knows me as Walking Man, I will say the turtle wins, and not the air. I will say that anybody that prepares for a through hike of the Appalachian Trail should prepare for conditions of anything from 60 degrees in the northern Georgia mountains to below freezing at night. So you must bring some sort of good sleeping bag and good down jacket and rain gear and possible protection against hypothermia. These conditions are nothing to joke about. I see young people on trail journals and White Blaze, you know, joking about it, but it's not to be joked about. It's deadly serious. If you think it's not serious, understand that people have died in that remote area because of a hypothermia. This is nothing to be laughed about. This is nothing to laugh about. This is a serious undertaking. A through hike is a very, very serious undertaking. What it is really is a long marathon. It's a very, very long marathon. People have asked me many times, they'll say, Walking Man, please give us some semblance of what it takes to through hike. The greatest thing that I can say is not my quote at all. It was Grandma Gatewood's quote. And that quote is, it took more head than heel. And what she's saying, basically, is it took more will power than physical power. You could be in great shape. You could be able to run 100 miles at a clip, drop off the first 20 miles. Or you can have a really, really, really strong willpower and make it the whole way. So the question really is, what does it take to get from Springer Mountain to Mount Katahdin? Well, the truth is, it takes willpower. Willpower. And it's not the hare that wins in the end. It's the tortoise. It's the one that can slow his pace down and learn to pace on those mountains. And learn to gradually build up his miles so he doesn't get injured. He doesn't fall victim to shin splints, knee problems, ligament tissue damage. He doesn't fall victim to hypothermia. He knows how to survive if it drops below freezing. These are the conditions that you will face as a through hiker. So be warned that this is nothing to laugh about. This is nothing to joke about. If you're going to take this undertaking on, take it on with some form of humility, and take it on with the idea that you will be in conditions that will challenge you not only physically, but psychologically. And that is my video on what it takes to through hike the Appalachian Trail. Good luck to all of the 2014 class, and I hope you make it, and I hope as you go through Neal's Gap, there is a shakedown. I hope you all become ultralighters, and I hope you have a great hike. Thank you. Bye.